What's up, y'all? Welcome to the NBA Weekly Post Game. This is where we share our views on the latest trending topics within the NBA. My name is Sha.
And I'm Evay, and we have a lot to talk about. In this episode, we're going to discuss our players of the week, and we're going to create our all-star roster. Let's get into it.
My player of the week is Patty Mills, the Australian-born sniper from three. Hello. You know, the performance he put on Christmas Day against the Los Angeles Lakers is one for the ages. 8 for 13 from the three-point range, 34 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists on a depleted Brooklyn Nets team on the biggest stage in Los Angeles. Shout out to Patty Mills. He is my player of the week.
Get it, Patty? Next man up. Like, that's just what it is. I love it. Okay, so my player of the week is none other than the New York native, Kemba Walker. Obviously. Yes, I have been rough on Kemba Walker in the past. Whatever that Boston Kemba Walker wasn't it. But this December New York Knicks Kemba Walker is all the things that the New York Knicks needed, I think, to rejuvenate their roster and finally get them into winning mode. Kemba Walker has shown out in the month of December that I think was needed for the New York Knicks to finally take it to the next level. He has played about 35 minutes. Now, mind you, Kemba Walker has been out of the rotation. He was out of the rotation about 10 games. Mm-hmm. Thibodeau said, sit yo down. So the back of the bench, right? He came back when they needed someone to come back because of all the issues that are going on, on these rosters now. And Kemba Walker said, I'm going to show you that I am that dude. And he has done that consistently in the last 4 games that he has played. He has actually, in December, he's averaged 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's shooting 39% from 3, and he has a field goal percentage of 41%. But his excitement and the way he has really, revived the Knicks is what is needed. Now, will they go deep? We'll see. What I'm looking for the Knicks to do is at least be between 1 and 6 in the East, like you did in the previous season. And I think Kemba Walker, now that he has had his time to rest, right, whatever that is, unwarranted, because he didn't want to do that. But now that he is back, he has actually been a driving force in a lot of the success that the Knicks have had in the month of December. Yes, I know they've lost some games, but not on his back. So Kemba Walker, my player of the week.
Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah, Kemba's playing great. The All-Star game is scheduled for February in Cleveland, Ohio. And let me just tell you, when I was trying to create my roster, I had some difficulties. I mean, I don't know about you, but it was tough.
It's really tough, right? And so we're talking about 5 players on East and West that we want to see become starters. That was really difficult. It was really difficult because I don't know if you have not created or participated or voted for your All-Stars, you should, because the way that the NBA has the All-Star voting created this particular season is really neat. And when you look at the people that are top in the rebound, points, assists, it's like, oh, I want all these people on my team. All of them. So yeah, it was very difficult to create. But I came up with something, and this is my starting 5.
Right.
My starting 5 for my first voting entry. Now you can vote daily and it may change daily, but for this discussion, here's my starting 5 for East and West.
All right, cool. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. Let's start in the backcourt with the guards. Mm-hmm. Who do you have first up?
My first up is going to be Tyler Hero. I think he deserves to be a starter for the All-Star game. And he is single-handedly carrying the Miami Heat at this time. Let's just call it what it is. If he is not the one out there consistently putting up points, the Miami Heat they're not looking too good. So I love that he has improved year over year, and what he is displaying in his point production, his hustle, and being able to get to his spot and make his basket has been really great for the Heat. And so I believe that he has earned a spot as a starter for the East All-Star roster.
Wow, Tyler Hero, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Tyler Hero.
Okay, cool. You know what? I have Trae Young as my All-Star starter for the Eastern Conference. Trae Young is out right now, but it just wouldn't be right if he wasn't a starter. Trae Young is currently averaging 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, leading the Atlanta Hawks, even though right now they are not 1 through 6. And I do believe that maybe they will be when it's all said and done, and possibly by the All-Star break. So I have Trae Young starting in the backcourt for the Eastern Conference.
That's fair. I have Trae Young on my list as well. I have him as a reserve, but I'm not mad at that. I was torn. Like, so when we have this discussion, I'm telling you, I'm going to be torn between people. So the fact that you put Trae Young, I'm cool with that too. I think he's box office as well. So
Yeah.
no people will watch. Yes. The second person that I have for the backcourt, and it's funny because this person was listed as a guard, is DeMar DeRozan.
Oh.
God,
Mm-hmm.
you think I don't want to put him on? DeMar DeRozan. Enough said. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like the Chicago Bulls, and this is no slight to Zach LaVine. Please don't take it that way. It's not, because I have Zach LaVine as a reserve, but no slight to Zach LaVine. But DeMar DeRozan is one of the reasons why the Chicago Bulls are even being in discussions. The reason why they are actually number 2 in the East as we speak. The reason why he's able to put up top points, like maybe in the league, he's maybe third in the league in point production, maybe third, fourth in the league in point production with the 2 ball. I'm just saying. He don't need the 3 ball to be successful. And there's nothing wrong with the 3 ball, but when you know your game and you know your spots and you know how to hit, then DeMar DeRozan. Yes, DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have DeMar DeRozan
You
as
do?
well in the backcourt. I do. I have him. Oh my God. How could you not put DeMar DeRozan averaging 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists? You cannot overlook DeMar DeRozan. And Chicago Bulls, happy to see his resurgence. I'm just going to say, when he was with the Spurs, we missed out on all of this.
We did.
And it was a shame. And I'm so glad that now we are getting to see all of DeMar DeRozan. I would venture to say he's actually better now than he was with the Raptors.
Yes. So his time spent with the Spurs was great for him. It's one of those things that I'm not quite sure he didn't want to be there, but he was there. He made the best of it and maybe learned some things along the way. But this DeMar DeRozan with the Bulls, I just, when I say come in through you need a clutch player.
Yeah,
DeMar DeRozan. You need to figure out how he's gonna pull up in this mid range. DeMar DeRozan, like,
yeah,
what? Like you can be. If you didn't think that you can be successful with the mid range game, please watch DeMar DeRozan play. Please watch him play. You don't have to have a 3 ball. If you got a 3 ball, I mean, that's gonna always be 1 point more. I get it. But when you're consistent and when he gets to his spot, I'm like, oh, that's his spot.
That's it. Count it. I mean, you don't even got to watch it. Don't count it. Count it.
Count it, and you better not foul. Because when he gets to the free throw line, he's making them too.
Yeah, I know. He's so good. All right, so the front court, who do you have starting out?
Kevin Durant. What are you talking about? KD all day.
Yeah. I have KD too. I mean, what? What? I know. It's not even nothing to think about. I didn't struggle there. I knew Kevin Durant was starting for me in the front court.
Right. When I'm talking about even when the team is not fully functioning, he's still able to carry, like, on his back. Soul Ranger, like, really doing miracles in Brooklyn right now. Yeah. Please stop. KD.
Yeah. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. What? Come on. Wait till he gets back out of protocols with James Harden finally jamming. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, watch this.
Watch this. Yes, KD for sure.
So next up, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I do too.
From court, Giannis. What? Giannis is playing so good right now. He's so dominant. I don't know how. I just don't know how he can get any better. But he will, because he has that work ethic.
He is amazing. Coming from someone who did not shoot the 3, coming from someone who struggled at the free throw line, to then turn around and be the person that can do all of that consistently. Like, Giannis, yes. And when he comes into the game, and if you think that he's not the guy, if you saw how he took over on Christmas Day, that's the Giannis we're talking about. And he will always take over games. That is the Giannis. Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo is my front court position in the East.
Yeah. And so I have Joel Embiid next door to him.
I do too.
The big fella in Philadelphia. How
Oh,
could you not add Joel Embiid? Oh my God. Inside, outside. What you need? You need defense. You need a block. You need me to dive on the court. I'll do that too. Joel Embiid is. Whew.
you need me to take this charge? No problem. No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, Joel Embiid is on my list too. So we pretty much got the same people. Only person that's different would be I have Tyler Hero and you have Trey Young.
Yeah, and I have Tyler Hero as one of my Eastern Conference reserves because he has earned it, but
Yes.
I think he still has time, and we don't. I feel like he doesn't need to be in the starting lineup quite yet.
That's
And
fine.
Trey Young, I'd
That's
rather
fine.
see him.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Want to talk about a couple of reserves you may have?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
may
yeah,
shock you. Who you
yeah.
got? Give me
I
one.
got Zach Levine as my reserve for the Eastern
I
Conference.
I have Zach Levine as well. Yes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I have Zach Levine. And I don't know how many reserves you get. How many you get?
I have 5 on my list, but I think you might get a little more per
Okay.
conference.
I have about 6. But let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you. So I have Zach Levine as one. Honestly, I have both of the Ball brothers. I don't know how they're gonna fit in.
What? Really?
I'm thinking about, oh yeah, Lonzo
Mm.
Ball. I don't know. This Chicago Bulls Lonzo Ball has made me a believer. Again, I wasn't one when he
Mm.
was with the Pelicans. I didn't like him with the
Yeah.
Pelicans. He was the disappearing act with the Pelicans, in my opinion. Lonzo Ball. The Lakers, I just think the way he came into the league was not, to his advantage. It just the whole
Mhm.
hype is just too much. And the product he put out there consistently wasn't what I was really excited about. But
Right.
the Lonzo Ball with the Chicago Bulls, he found his spot and he does more. Doesn't always show up in the box score. I think that's what I like most about him. And I didn't realize that he is really great at making sure. Number one, he's really good on defense. He
Yeah.
uses
Yeah.
his length to his advantage. That's number one. And then number two, he does a really good job of making sure the ball gets to where it needs to be. I think, and for that person for some reason able to make the shot. So yeah, Lonzo
Mhm.
Ball, and then Lamelo Ball just from box office, pure joy. Why wouldn't you want
Yeah.
him on your All Star team to bring in the numbers and make the
Mhm.
game fun to watch? So yeah, Lamelo Ball. Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, that's part of the reason why I picked Trey Young because to me, he's box
I get
office
it.
and will bring some
Yeah,
excitement too.
yeah.
But I have Jason Tatum and Jared Allen and your boy mid-range Middleton too.
Mid-range
Mhm.
Middleton is good as well. You know
Yeah.
what though? I have Jason Tatum on my list, but I also have Marcus Smart. I
Oh,
have Marcus Smart from a defensive perspective, right? Now I
okay.
know the All-Star game is not that serious. I get it. But Marcus Smart is somebody that I think needs a little bit more recognition. He does. Um, although he may be on the trade block, I'm just saying. I don't know. But I still think that if he is, teams will want to get him, pick him up because he's a great player. But I have Marcus Smart. I just yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
defense should not be underrated there. I mean, Jared Allen, that's what he brings. And yeah, you're right. The All-Star game is usually like, it's just for fun for the most part. But I'm telling you, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he takes it serious. He's out there playing a full-fledged game like it's for the championship. No, Giannis takes it serious. So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
and I have so my reserves: Lamelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, Trey Young, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Zach Levine.
Ah, nice. And I have Tyler, Zach Levine, Jason Tatum, Jared Allen, and Chris Middleton.
I'm not mad at Jared Allen, especially what he's doing with Cleveland right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland is what were they number 5 in the East?
They up there.
5, something like that.
Nobody was
No,
checking for them.
I know I wasn't. I am now, but I wasn't then.
Right. All right, cool. So let's move into the Western Conference. In the backcourt, it was really difficult in the Western Conference.
I struggled with the backcourt, if I'm gonna be honest. I think there's so many players that could actually
Yeah.
start, but of course, I would be remiss if I didn't put Stephen Curry.
Oh yeah, you got to have
Come
him.
on, come
Come
on,
on.
come on.
Yeah. Steph Curry. I have him too. I mean, do I need to say anything else?
What
I mean,
more? If you watch
what?
basketball, what more do I need to say about Steph Curry? So yes, Steph Curry for sure.
Now this next one might be a little controversial. I like Donovan Mitchell
Good for him.
in
I'm
the
okay with
backcourt
Donovan
with
Mitchell.
Steph.
Yeah, he deserves it. Yes, Donovan Mitchell deserves to be in the backcourt. I don't have him on my list, but
Mhm.
I'm okay with that pick. Yeah, yeah. I actually am torn between the last position in the backcourt, and I have a slash. So you put them where you want to put them, coach. All right, here we go. I have John Morant. I'm a big fan of John Morant for some reason, but then I also have Chris Paul. Like, come on.
Oh,
I'm quite sure it will be Chris Paul because again, he's Chris Paul, and
mm.
he is going to probably get the votes just because that's what it is. But I would love to see John Morant starting. For the backcourt. Yep.
Yeah, I have Ja as one of my reserves
Mm-hmm.
because, oh my goodness, he's box office too. We're talking
He
about young guys, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Ja
yeah,
Morant, Trey Young. I mean, these
yeah.
guys add excitement to the game. Okay, so I have Stephen Donovan in the backcourt, and then moving into the front court, I gotta put LeBron James.
You gotta put
I
him. I
had
have him as
to.
well. So yeah, so I have LeBron James as well. I mean, the All-Star game is in Cleveland. Why wouldn't he not be on a starter in the West? It just makes sense. But he is playing very well, so I get why he would be someone I would put on there. So yeah, LeBron James, obviously.
Yeah. And I know you always talk about the nostalgia award, but no, LeBron is really earning this one.
No, he is. He
Yeah,
is. I
he
agree.
really is. And he said he doesn't really care about his stats when they lose, but I can guarantee you he does because that's what keeps him at the top of mind and also ups his stats so that he can be an all-star starter and everybody can talk about him.
Yes,
Mhm.
of course. You know, stop it. He said that. He said that.
Yeah.
Oh, that fake humble. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
I
Oh, I'm playing because I'm good, number one, and I want my stats to be up. I'm trying to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I'm not going to be able to do that unless I get these numbers. Stop
Yeah,
it.
cut it out.
Okay.
All right. So also, I have Nikola Jokic in the front court joining LeBron James. Who do you have back there?
Now this is going to be some stuff.
Uh-oh.
I actually have Draymond Green. I think
Uh,
I like, yeah. Draymond Green should be a starter in the West for the All-Star game. Yes, absolutely. He is great on defense. No, he may not put up numbers. And if you go to the All-Star voting website, you will not see him at the top, but he is skillful enough, he is crafty enough, and he knows how to um, combat defense. He knows how to do it. And so, yeah, Draymond Green all day. Mhm,
yeah, I like Dre, but I don't have him on my list. But I
mhm.
do have Carl Anthony
Me
Towns.
too.
Yeah,
I have him too
yeah,
as my
he
third
earned it.
person, as my
Mhm.
fifth person on the roster. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Carl Anthony
Cat
Towns.
has earned it completely. Telling you what he's doing with Minnesota, another team that was not on the radar at all. Them
Hmm.
boys are balling, and most of it has to do with Carl Anthony Towns. Yeah, he's going to be a starter.
Wow, I cannot believe that. Okay, so then I have front court: LeBron James, Draymond Green, and Carl Anthony Towns. I initially had Valanciunas
Ooh,
because I was like, but I'll put him reserve.
okay,
I'll put him reserve. But yeah, Valanciunas is doing it. It's just the Pelicans. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
if you weren't playing for the Pelicans, he'll probably be top of mind with another, well known big market team. So he just happens to be with the New Orleans Pelicans. But Valanciunas, mm-hmm. Yeah, I like
Okay,
what he's doing. Yeah.
nice. I have Devin Booker as one of my reserves.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
in the backcourt. You're not feeling Devin this season?
No, he's okay. He's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Let the season progress. Devin Booker's okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the front court, these big fellas. I mean, Rudy Gobert. I still have him. I'm showing respect to the Utah Jazz. I got Donovan starting in Utah. I mean, Donovan starting and Rudy Gobert. As a potential reserve.
Yeah. Mine, I have Paul George. I have
What?
Paul George. Yeah, as a reserve, yes. Paul George, yes. I have Paul George. Paul George has been balling. Yes. Yes. With the Clippers? Yes.
I
Uh-huh.
consider Paul George, but he's going to be out with this injury, and I
That
don't
I
want to
know.
waste a spot on him.
And that's fine. No, he's only gonna be out 35. He should be back. But
I don't
again, I
know.
put him whether or not he plays, and I agree. I don't want to waste a spot, but I think it's somebody that needs to be mentioned. Paul George. If Paul
Yeah.
George was not going to be injured and he hadn't missed those games because of the strain he had in his elbow,
Hmm.
he would still be balling. Paul George is somebody that I would love to see on the reserve. I also
Okay.
have Nikola Jokic as a reserve. I put Valanciunas because again I removed him from the starter, and I actually had DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, me too.
I put DeAndre Ayton as a reserve because I do believe that his game this season has really taken it to the next level, and he's doing an
Mm-hmm.
amazing job. I think he's figured out a way to fill some of the holes that we experienced when we watched him play for the previous season, especially in the conference finals.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I like DA, but I also had Brandon Ingram, what he's doing down there in the Bayou for the Pelicans. I mean, he's really getting overlooked. And
Mhm.
he needs to be brought to the forefront. I mean, Brandon Ingram is balling. And again, No Zion Williamson down there. So BI is holding it down alongside Valanciunas and Josh Hart. But yeah, I think Brandon should definitely be one of my reserves on the Western Conference.
I like Brandon Ingram a lot. I like Brandon Ingram a lot. I think that unfortunately, some of these markets and some of these teams, great players, they get overlooked. Just bad timing, I guess it
Hmm.
depends on, and I think the league needs to do a better job of making sure that the discussions around the teams become a little bit more equal. A little bit. I know they can be. I know we're gonna always be top of mind Lakers. It's gonna always be the Boston Celtics. It's gonna always be. I get it, but when will that change? Because there's some great players that are being overlooked in discussions, and if you are not a fan of the game of basketball, regardless of what team you may be loyal to, then you miss out on other great players that can potentially be fun to watch and may be on your roster one day. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was always also thinking of Jaren Jackson Jr.
yeah, yeah,
For a West Reserve, but I said, you know,
it's
another
so
small
many.
market. Ja Morant, having Ja Morant would serve me well, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is balling down there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but I do understand what the All Star game is all about. I do understand that
Hmm.
the league does not want all of they want the more notable players. I get it. So you got to put your Chris Pauls, you got to put your LeBron James, you got to put your KD, you got to put your Steph Curry. Luckily, they're playing very well. Because
Yep.
if they wouldn't, they were on there and they'd be put on the roster. Now they have a problem, but they're playing very well, and I understand you need that. But I also want to see some of these other players that are equally balling, may not get as much airtime as other teams and other players, but they are just as good as the ones that we talk about all the time. And
Hmm.
they need to start. We are in a position. Can we just say in the league, we are in the process of shifting? The shift is occurring. So some of the older players, y'all may still be balling, but it's time for the discussions to move on. And let's talk about some of these other players because that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. All right, cool. So the All-Star game is coming up. Now, again, final disclaimer. Some of my picks might change. Some of my
I
picks
can
might change.
No, my picks will change because guess what? I can make the change and I can vote every day.
That's so funny.
All
Okay.
right, y'all, that's all we got. And until next time, goodbye.
Hey, Sha.